Hello.
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 Good morning.
Hello.
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 Oh my goodness. We're not going to do this for the whole hour.
No, we won't. We won't do this.
We have a lot to talk about.
We do.
Yeah.
When we got up this morning, babes, you really wanted to wait to make the marinade for the chicken. And if it was up to me, we would have done it last night. Now, I know why that wasn't the case.
Yeah, because the chicken was still frozen.
Yeah. But my rationale is the longer you can marinate it for, within obviously a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to go like 10 days or something. But
10 days.
Usually, generally speaking, longer is going to be better for the meat that you're marinating.
You are correct.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that you are definitely correct about that.
Why were you so apprehensive this morning?
Well, I guess because, I don't know, maybe it's because it's just what it said in the recipe, but I realized, wait a minute, I don't have to cook it on my stove. I can actually cook it in my rice cooker, slow cooker.
Mm-hmm.
And, that actually might be better, now that I thought about it, to marinate it first and probably longer, because I've noticed that when I've had, leftover meat, right? And it's been marinated in a sauce and I leave it in the fridge overnight, it tastes better the next day. It's already been marinating in the juices that it created, that I already had on it. So I thought, well, maybe you do have something, there is some truth to that. So I thought, okay, well, the sooner we get this in the fridge, the easier it will be to put everything together in the slow cooker. And we only need 2 more ingredients, actually.
Water and?
A tablespoon of canola oil.
Yes. It's possible we'll add a little bit more black peppercorn to it, too. Yeah. When we put it into the slow cooker.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. And then an hour before we decide when it's going to come out, because I'm thinking that we should put it in there on high for about 4 to 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to get started on making the rice. Because by the time it's done, then the rice should be done.
I've never made adobo before.
Yeah.
But you were telling me that the recipe calls for a half a cup of black peppercorns.
No. I said some people use a cup of peppercorn because I checked other recipes.
Okay.
And some people don't use peppercorn, but for the most part, when I've had chicken or pork adobo, there is some peppercorn in it. So I'm hoping, I don't know that we need to add.
But it's not a half a cup. In the ones that you've had before.
No.
Okay, because I was kind of like liberally pouring it in.
Okay.
Because I was like, there's no way you have a half a cup of peppercorn in your entire apartment. So why not just be like loose with how much I add?
Okay. Well, you know that peppercorns can get kind of spicy.
I do, but you would also phrase it with, the recipe calls for a half a cup of peppercorn or a cup.
There is no peppercorn in this recipe, actually.
But the way you phrase it, could you understand where I would get that impression?
Yeah, I know, but what I was trying to say, maybe I didn't make it clear, is that some recipes call for a cup of peppercorn, and this particular recipe didn't have peppercorn in it. But I will say that from every time that my family has made it, there was always peppercorn in it. So
I like things a little bit spicy anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, how much peppercorn were you thinking about putting in?
I was just pouring it in as much as I could because I knew that you only had that like the little shaker of peppercorn.
Yeah. No, but I mean, how much were you thinking about putting?
Oh, when we do the slow cooker?
Yes.
Like a couple more shakes.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and the more flavorful the adobo is, the better it is. And from what I understand, so I've never tried the Mexican style of adobo. They go on spices more than sweetness. So the adobo in the Philippines, or if it's made by Filipinos in America, it tends to be tangier and sweeter. And I like it that way.
I'm excited to have it, babes.
As am I. And since it's going to be in the slow cooker, by the time it's done, it's going to be nice and tender and it'll fall off the bone.
Yeah, it should fall off the bone and be very delicious and have a lot of tenderness since we're doing it in the slow cooker.
I just said that.
We have a character. We have another person in our lives in this relation called the, what do we call him, babes?
You called him the change around guy.
The change around guy.
Rick has been creating these little monikers.
What's been happening, babes, is you say that I repeat you a lot.
Yes.
And my contention with that is you steal a lot of the stuff that I do. So I don't see why it's a big deal. But I said, okay, well, what if we say instead of it's me repeating you, we call him the change around guy?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, just like the okay guy, the there guy.
Okay.
I don't know where he's come up with these weird characters he's creating.
Thank you, babes.
Are you going to put them in a script?
I don't know yet.
Well, the okay guy was in one of our, in a couple of our sketches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to make an okay movie about the okay guy.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
But what if we mess up and accidentally make a classic like they did in The Producers?
Oh, what did they do?
You remember, you haven't seen if we watch The Producers at some point, we're going to watch the original, not the remake.
Okay.
I haven't seen the remake, but I've seen the 1968 version with Zero Marshall, Massal. I think that's how you say his name, and Gene Wilder.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was really well done. But the basic premise is there's a Broadway producer who realizes that he can make more money putting on a play that flops than having a success.
Oh, wow.
So he does a musical comedy about Hitler.
Uh-huh.
This is about 20 years after the war, so there's plenty of people alive who remember him.
Yeah.
And it's about how great Hitler is.
Right.
The plan is that this is going to enrage people and it's going to flop and he's going to make money off of it. But it becomes a success.
Yeah.
And so now, because he sold something like 400% of the play to different people, he's now in debt.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And it's been a long time since I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
But I believe the movie ends with it being a success and you don't actually know what happens with Zero Marshall.
That is really funny. That's a really funny premise, actually.
Also, if I remember correctly, and again, I may have this wrong, I believe he was trying to get into a relationship with Gene Wilder in the movie.
The guy was?
Zero Marshall, yeah.
Zero Marcel was trying to get into a relationship with Gene Wilder.
I could have that wrong. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Okay.
But I want to say that's
so it's kind of suggestive in some ways. Okay.
Not over the top,
right.
But you would have to kind of know. You would have to be a little bit more sophisticated to get that nuance, I think, because it was made back in the day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's subtle enough. It's subtle, but it's not too subtle that you couldn't get it.
It's subtle enough to where if you're a little kid,
you wouldn't be able to get it.
Exactly.
Okay. But it's subtle enough for an adult to get it.
An adult who's had some life experience would probably pick up on it, if I'm remembering it right.
Okay.
Yeah. At some point, we'll watch The Producers.
So the name of the musical was called The Producers in the movie?
Oh, I don't think so. I forgot what they called it in the actual film.
And I know the producers went on to, the musical went on to Broadway.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we'll get there when we get there. We've been watching a lot of musicals.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we need to continue that trend every weekend.
No.
But it's been fun.
No, not every weekend. There's just some things I was thinking about, like, oh, I've never seen this before. It had nothing to do with the fact that they're musicals.
Okay.
Even though I like musicals more than you do.
I don't hate musicals. I think there's a lot of good ones out there. But I'm kind of set in my ways. I don't think that and who knows, I could be wrong with this. I don't know if I'll ever see a musical as good or better than The Sound of Music.
Yeah, you are set in your ways. There are good musicals too.
Okay.
Well, Tick Tick Boom is...
Tick Tick Boom is now on the top 5 list for me.
Okay.
It's very well done.
I tend not to make lists because if I do make lists and I'm like, wait a minute, this should be on the top. No, wait a minute, this is better. No, wait a minute, this is actually better. And then I just demote and promote and demote and promote.
So what musical in your mind is better than The Sound of Music?
That is a really good question. I don't know. The Sound of Music is is a musical I grew up with.
As did I.
I did like Annie.
Annie's good.
Annie is good. But there's so many musicals I haven't seen. And so I can't really answer that question.
The only one that I could make an argument might be better, and again, it's kind of hurt by the fact that I don't really see it as a musical, is Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, and the Wizard of Oz is, I think it has a little bit of both.
Sound of Music has dialogue as well.
Yeah, The Sound of Music has dialogue.
But I never think of Wizard of Oz as a musical. I think of it as an adventure film. Or fantasy film, I guess.
Yeah, The Wizard of Oz doesn't have a lot of musical numbers, but it is a musical. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like it too.
It's great.
It is, and I got to see it live.
Yes,
as I've mentioned.
I did too.
Did you?
When I was 9. Well, you actually saw it in DC, right?
I did see it in DC
with Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney as the Wizard of Oz. That was awesome.
That's much cooler, and it adds a bit of uniqueness because Mickey Rooney was very good friends with Judy Garland.
That was such a good show. Everybody was good. The Munchkins were good. The Dorothy was good. The Wicked Witch was funny too. I mean, there was a lot of humor in it, and it was just a fun musical to see. And that was like the day before my last day in DC.
What do you think that was like for Mickey Rooney? At one point, he's the biggest star in the world. In the late 30s, early 1940s. Mm-hmm. He goes off to war. And he still has a career after returning, but it's not what it was. And eventually, Mickey Rooney finds himself performing for a young Alana Jaylo.
He doesn't know who I was.
No, but you know what I mean. Do you think that that's a come down for him, having to go from being a huge movie star to being
I mean,
in a production of something?
I don't know that it was, honestly. I can't answer that. I mean, it wasn't like he was doing like commercials for Cash Call or something.
I'll tell you this. Dana Carvey was on a TV show with Nathan Lane and Mickey Rooney, but this was before Saturday Night Live.
Oh, really?
I want to say this was the 80s, and the show was called, I believe, One of the Boys.
Okay.
I never saw it. I
never heard of it.
And years later, Dana Carvey is giving an interview with, I believe, David Letterman, and he's talking about Mickey Rooney. Mm-hmm. Now, he might have just been saying this for laughs. Mm-hmm. But according to him, whenever he would talk with Mickey Rooney, the message that would come across would be, I was the #1 box office star in the world from 1939 to 1941. So it's kind of like he never got past his glory days.
He was a child actor.
Yeah, the impression I got from watching Dana Carvey talk about him.
Wow. Well, ouch. I can't, I don't know. I've never, I mean, you could be right about that, but I don't know. I don't know if that was a come down for him, but it sounded, he was really good. He was very, very good.
I wish I could have seen him perform live.
And I remember when I was a kid and he would do the Christmas, classics where he was, Santa Claus, and he was very good. And knowing that I got to see him live was just, I mean, and I was, still very young. I was 18 when I saw him live, and I'm like, this is really cool. Not a lot of teenagers can say that they've been able to watch Mickey Rooney live.
That's true. I can't.
Yeah. It was cool.
That reminds me, before we forget, should I say the dad joke that I came up with the other day?
What dad joke?
Okay. This has a few racial overtones, but you've heard the joke, and you didn't think it was that bad. And talking about Mickey Rooney made me think of this because this has to do with another child star.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about Shirley Temple Black, who became an ambassador under Ronald Reagan. Mm-hmm. So I think she was a Republican.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I didn't know much about her.
We're hanging out in bed last night talking, and I'm like, damn it, now I know what I should have posted on Facebook when she died. And what I should have wrote was this. One of the few black Republicans has passed away, and then post an article talking about her death.
Wow.
But too little, too late.
Yeah, it is too little, too late. She already died by then.
She's already died.
And she's already died years
dead.
ago.
Yes.
Years ago.
If she could only have lived 8 more years.
Did I tell you?
She's died too soon.
Oh my goodness.
For my opinion.
Did I tell you that one of my aunts was going to be named after her?
You did mention something about that. Yeah,
she told me like years later that my grandpa was going to name her after Shirley Temple.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't remember why, but she just told me that I remember her telling me that my grandpa thought about naming her after Shirley Temple.
You know what I was thinking about this morning, babes?
What's that?
The MTV Video Music Awards in 1999. And there's a reason for this. We kind of got into it yesterday because the Super Bowl is this weekend.
Uh-huh.
And in 1999, Eminem performed with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. And as we know, Snoop's doing the halftime show with both of them. And Kendrick and Mary J. Blige. But here's the thought that came into my mind. I don't remember the entire award ceremony, right? At the Video Music Awards that year. I remember like snippets, but I'm assuming that Christina Aguilera performed on that award.
I don't even remember if I watched it that year because I didn't watch it all the time.
Yeah, and if she didn't do it that year, she probably performed the next year.
That wouldn't surprise me if she did because she was getting pretty popular.
So here's my thought.
Yeah.
When I was now obviously I didn't listen to Christina Aguilera that much. I mean, I'm not going to be one of those people who's like, I never heard her, bro. Yeah. I occasionally I would hear her because, I knew people who would listen to her stuff, but it wasn't stuff that I would seek out for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I wasn't like a really huge fan of her stuff.
Okay, but here's my thought.
All right.
When I was on the come up, I had this belief that Christina Aguilera probably just did drugs all the time, had sex with a lot of guys, and like made it rain wherever she went. That was my image of her in my mind.
That is not true, actually. I actually heard a story about her life, and it didn't sound like she did that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know about later on, but when she was coming up, she wasn't in that scene.
Well, and here's the thought that came to me today, because that was my opinion as, let's say, between the ages of, 17 and 19, or 17 and 20.
Uh-huh.
And I really don't spend a lot of time thinking about her, but I thought, well, okay, that's an interesting premise, but let's look at it from another perspective. Let's say it's Christina Aguilera and you do the VMA Awards. Mm-hmm. And of course, my opinion is that she goes to an after party and does the craziness that I just mentioned here. Mm-hmm. That could be true. Or it could be that she had to leave early to get ready to perform at a concert either that night or the next night. Mm-hmm. And you could say, well, that's great. She's on the road. She probably had sex with a ton of guys. But she probably also had other commitments like, having to go to the studio, keeping her voice in shape. Well, I don't know. I don't know if she lip syncs or not. I'm sure she does, but maybe there's some real singing there. You know what I mean? So like, I have this fantasy about her that it was all just sex, drugs, and pop music. But my fantasy as an outsider of what it was like for her may not be exactly what the reality was.
Are you sure it was a fantasy or just an assumption?
That was an assumption. Fantasy is, because it's not like, why am I going to fantasize of Christina Aguilera doing all this stuff?
Yeah, well, my assumption of her is that she's a spoiled brat and because fame has gotten to her head, she's entitled. I mean, that's how I've thought about her. Yeah, over the years.
But you don't think that as a teenager, my vision for her life coincided with the reality?
I mean, completely. Judging by what I heard on, because I think I watched Eat True Hollywood Story about her, it didn't sound like she was into that stuff. I mean, who knows? I mean, in her early 20s, maybe. I mean,
I'm sure there were times where she had some fun.
I mean, there was a rumor with her and Fred Durst and.
That was started by Fred Durst, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, Fred Durst. And, and I don't know. I mean, as the years went on, because I didn't hear about her until I was about 17.
Nice.
And as the years went on, I don't know. I just kind of thought she was, she could be stuck up. I don't know.
I get that feeling too.
Who knows? I mean, maybe she's a diva. I don't know. And I also thought Britney Spears was stuck up too. So, all those female, teeny boppers, not all of them, but maybe, her and Britney Spears, I thought maybe they had, super big heads and big egos. And I was never really interested in finding out a lot of things, but I did watch, Christina's True Hollywood Story, and it didn't seem that way. She even talked about, before her mom remarried, she even talked about how her mom, experienced domestic violence, and Christina Aguilera recorded a song, it was a song called I'm Okay. And she's talking about what happened to her mom. And in the middle of the song, she starts crying. And it's documented. So she talked about that too. So.
An inappropriate joke just entered my mind, which is, I wonder if she played that song while she had guys spank her.
Oh, jeez.
And that's very inappropriate, babes. That's very inappropriate. You shook on your stomach, boy. Yeah, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss for tickle juice.
I'm just trying to get the armpit.
Oh, well then, you can try to do that, but I'm going to get your armpit. I thought we had a tickle juice today. Jaylo, do we want a tickle juice?
Okay.
All right, then we have to kiss to make it real.
What real?
What?
The twoosh?
Yes.
All right. Whatever.
Yeah. So, what does my assumption teach us about what the rest of the world perceives to be true versus the reality of a situation?
I think that we as lay people that are not famous, we have this idea whether or not we can relate to certain famous people or not. And sometimes we have a fantasy that, oh yeah, my favorite star is the best and they're just such a great role model and they would be cool to hang out with. But other times it's like, oh, this person seems like they're really stuck up and maybe they're a diva and maybe they're like a horrible person in real life. And a lot of times that's happened. Mm-hmm. And I could even tell you a couple of examples of what happened to my friend who met two celebrities where he had one idea about how they were and they were totally different in person.
Were they complete assholes?
No.
Who do you
let me explain it without Rick speak.
Okay.
One of them was actually nicer than what he thought. That was I believe that was Bob Hudson. He is a comedian.
Oh.
What?
Okay, keep going.
Would you?
Oh, stop. I thought we had a tickle juice.
What is that L for?
Because, come on, how many people know who Bob Hudson is? All right, give me a kiss.
You are not being very nice.
All right, give me a kiss.
Oh, you keep doing that. No chicken for you.
Oh, okay, all right. Let's talk about the A-list celebrity Bob Hudson.
Bubs, just let me continue on with my story
ahead.
And don't comment on whether he's an A-list or not. Okay. Sorry.
I mean, I would say, all right, to be a celebrity, people have to know who you are. Oh, stop.
People do know who he is.
Okay, but...
Why did you have to comment?
Can I ask you a question, babes?
No.
Here's my question.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Who do you think... Now, I'm known in poetry circles. I'm no means a household name. Who do you think is more well known, me or Bob Hudson?
Bubs, I don't care.
Okay, keep going.
Could you please?
Yes, all right. I'll let you talk without giving my Rick spin. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, since I was so rudely interrupted by my boyfriend over here,
My goodness,
who never seems to shut up,
because there's so many great points to be made. All right, keep going.
Okay, I love you, but really, whatever. Anyway, so Bob Hudson was this comedian. He was a part of a duo called Hudson and Landry. My friend met him, and he thought he was very, very nice. And then Tom Clay, I think he made a couple of, I don't know if he made any albums or not, but he writes kind of like family-centered stuff. But my friend met Tom Clay, and he thought that he was really, really a horrible jerk. In real life. So you just never know. What kind of, I mean, some celebrities may shock you and and you think, oh wow, this person's really nice, and others can shock you, and you think that they're just this horrible person when you thought they were nice to begin with. That's all I was going to say, despite where he is on the celebrity list. Bubs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know about both of these people through you.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know a lot about them. I've been learning about them over the years.
We already know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to rub it in. I would not consider either of those people celebrities.
They are.
But if you say they're famous, then we're going to go with that.
They may not be celebrities to you, but they're still famous. And maybe they're more famous to the generations before us. Because my friend is an older guy.
But there's people from older generations who I would be, or I guess I am a huge fan of. And if they were still alive, I would be geeking out if I ever met them. Right? So obviously this might be not the best example because he died before my mom was born. But if I ever met Humphrey Bogart, I'd be like a little schoolgirl, right? But if I met Bob Hudson, I'd be like, who are you?
Well, I mean, come on.
What?
That's a little bit, I don't know. You can't just say that he isn't famous just because he's not famous to you.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I mean, really. I mean, just because he's not well known in Rick's world, that doesn't mean that he's not well known to other people.
Well,
think of we weren't familiar with Guy Lombardo. I've heard of him, but...
Yeah, but my point is, I have heard the name Guy Lombardo. And, well, let me phrase it to you like this. Mm-hmm. Did you know who Bob Hudson was before your friend said that he met him?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit. I mean, I don't know a lot. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about his work. And I do have some recordings, but I've been hearing about him, over the years, and I've known a little bit about him before my friend even mentioned him.
And Tom Clay, was it the same situation?
I didn't know. I knew a little bit about Tom Clay before he said anything because I have a recording of him.
Let me phrase it to you this way. And I was being a little bit of a jerk when I said I'm more well known than Bob Hudson.
Yeah,
and Tom Clay.
I know.
That might not exactly in poetry scenes. People who know who I am, right? Mm-hmm. But I was probably exaggerating a little bit, but
a lot,
slightly,
a lot.
I am friends with people who are more well known than Bob Hudson and Tom Clay. And I'm talking about people who I actually talk with, not just who I've met once, but people who I communicate with on a regular basis in the industry.
Okay.
I mean, at least I would think that I know people who are more well known than them. That's not meant to brag. It's just to say that it's to say that they don't strike me as super famous, but that's okay. Yeah. Now, we should say, and maybe it's come up here before, I think it has, that you have met really famous people who are nice, including a lib by the name of Ted Kennedy.
Yeah, but I only met him very briefly when I was 9.
I never met Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, but I didn't even know about the whole murder thing until later.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, Ted F. Kennedy. He actually said, "This is Ted F. Kennedy." And you
were like, who?
Well, no, I heard about him by that age, but I didn't know much about him. I was only a 9-year-old.
Yeah. Well, I'm not getting in a call with you, Ted.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Did I mention the Bone Thugs and Harmony thing?
To me, I don't think you talked about it here.
So this was back in 2010. I was still in college. My friend and I went to a Walgreens. She was my friend at the time. She pointed out to me that one of the guys from Bone Thugs and Harmony, and for the life of me, I can't remember what he called himself, but we were buying some stuff from Walgreens, and she pointed him out to me, and we talked to him for a little bit. But he was young. He was 27 at the time, and so I'm kind of wondering when they, how old all the guys were when they started, because he might have been the youngest one. But she said that was him, and he just happened to be in the Walgreens.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah.
It's really hard for me to think about celebrities doing normal things.
I know.
But I know that that's the case.
I know. I've read stories about people running into Robin Williams in a store. Like, they were buying something, and I forgot, this one girl was saying something like, "Oh, wow, she ran into a celebrity. I forgot who it was. And she's like, "Oh, wow, I had so much of a crush on you, and I wanted to marry you." And then his reply was, you don't want to marry me anymore?" That was kind of funny. But, yeah, I heard some interesting stories about the weirdest places where people ran into celebrities.
I don't know if I mentioned it here, and if I did, I apologize. But
yeah.
I was listening to Tom Likas in 2000, who's a pretty good radio personality back in the day. And he had on Art, who is the lead singer of Everclear. And if you know anything about Art, he lives in the Portland metro area.
Yeah.
Somebody called in and said, "Hey, I used to see you at the Clackamas Town Center a lot," which is a mall here in the Portland area.
Yep,
and he says,
mall.
"Oh yeah, I hang out there, and I hang out at Lloyd Center a lot too." And at the time, I was going to Lloyd Center like several times a week, and I thought to myself, I wonder if Art's ever seen me around Lloyd Center.
Yeah, wow. That's hilarious. Didn't you say yesterday, like, oh, you're talking about Bud Clark? Did you mention it here when you said, "Oh, I wonder if he's taking pictures of me"?
I don't remember if I said it here or when we were in private, but my speculation was because he used to have a camera, or my curiosity, I don't know what you would say. I wonder if somewhere in his apartment there's like a photo book of just pictures of me, which is of course he doesn't.
Yeah, and I mean, if you count them, I guess they would be celebrities in Hawaii. I mean, I met a local singer from Hawaii before. And then there were times where comedians like Frank DeLima would come to my school. And I thought it would be cool to meet him, but I never did because he when the assembly was over, everybody had to leave. So and I thought that was really cool because he would go to elementary schools.
I'm sure he doesn't remember this, but I've met Mike McGee a couple of times, and he's pretty well known in the poetry world.
Mike McGee.
Mighty Mike McGee.
Oh.
Microphones made me. Mighty Mike McGee. Maybe.
Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, that's a line from one of his poems.
Okay.
I really enjoy his stuff too. I'm a big fan. So I was kind of, the first time I didn't really know who he was. It was after a performance and I kind of liked it and I bought some of the CDs. And the second time I was fangirling out a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And the third time, it was, did I go up to him the third time or did I think the third time was Super Bowl weekend, ironically enough, in 2007. And Mike McGee was performing at the Mercury Cafe. I went to see him perform, but I don't think I went up to him after the show.
Did I talk about, so I know that we talk about celebrities in the worlds that we were in. Did I talk about the one guy who met me, when I was still in, powerlifting?
You did. You said Cody somebody and that he was a nice
Cody Cochado.
Yeah. He
actually sought me out and said to talk to me because I didn't know who this guy was from Adam. And,
Adam's really cool too.
Bubs.
Go ahead.
Come on. Bad dad joke.
Go ahead.
Anyway. So, yeah, he actually sought me out and, he was, blind and partially deaf.
Yep.
And he was in this world. I guess he was a famous lifter in this world and he sought me out and I said, "Am I in trouble?" Cause I'm like, if somebody wants to talk to me, I automatically think I'm in trouble. And he's like, "Oh, no, you're fine. I just wanted to say you're doing a really good job and keep doing what you're doing."
I had kind of a similar thing happen to me in the spoken word world with Blair, who you don't know, but he was a pretty big deal in the early 2000s.
Wow.
In the spoken word world. He's a poet out of Detroit.
Uh-huh.
And I believe he won the individual round, or individual competition rather, at the Slam Nationals in 2002. But he came up to me one day and said, "Hey, I really enjoyed your poetry. You're really good. Keep at it."
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he a younger guy?
He was a younger guy. He was really nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
I really love hearing stories about a celebrity in a certain world, a certain area of the arts, coming up to up and coming people and saying, "Hey, you're doing a really good job." It's such an encouraging thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just so surprised that a guy that's been lifting for years would seek a young 19-year-old at the time, lifting at that meet, and coming up to me and saying that I was doing really good.
Interesting.
And I'm trying to remember, I think that might have been I'm trying to remember what meet it was, but it was sometime during one of the meets that I went. I forgot which one it was. But that's when I was really deep into that world. But after 2 years, that was, I was done.
Well, good.
I could have gone on, but I decided that wasn't something I wanted to do.
I'm not going to say anything, but there's somebody who's not who's well known in certain circles who has an issue with me.
Oh.
I won't say any names, but let's just say that I know this, and I'm still a big fan of this person's work.
Really?
Yes. Them having an issue with me is not going to stop me from enjoying what they do.
Wow. Did they actually tell you they had an issue with you?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Oh, yes. But we're not going to go into that here, Jaylo.
Okay, in private then.
Yeah.
Right.
They had an issue with something I wrote somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Actually, now there's a couple people who have issues with me, because I'm thinking of somebody in the poetry world, and I'm thinking of a musician who's like released albums who has a problem with me.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that
this
one?
makes it seem like...
Oh, that one?
Yeah, this makes it seem like I hobnob with celebrities all the time, which is not the case.
No. Are you talking about the one that I heard?
Yes.
Yeah, but you had an issue with this person too.
That person I do have a beef with as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have a significant issue.
I do. And it's a personal thing. It doesn't have anything to do with artistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know it makes it sound like I'm, Eminem or something, which is not the case, but
oh my god.
It is what it is there.
Jaylo. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Very good there. Jaylo, very good there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I know of another person.
Oh my.
All right, we're not going to go down this road.
Wow, you're making enemies left and right here.
Yeah, no wonder I'm not more successful. I keep wondering, wow. And then I realize I have a beef with this person. This person hates my guts. This person doesn't know what to think about me.
As far as I know, I haven't made any enemies in the powerlifting world or the music world yet. But then I don't write poetry about people either.
Yeah, that's where I can really get in trouble.
I don't write poetry about people, so I just
And I love the fact that I try to say what's on my mind. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I think if I didn't have a big mouth, I probably wouldn't be in so many conflicts with some people in the artistic community.
Well, I think the arts world does require a person to have thick-skinned, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you are going to, if you don't like criticism, don't perform.
Yes.
And sometimes you kind of have to think, well, I'd like to make art, and sometimes it may cost me some friendships.
Exactly.
Sometimes it will, and other times it won't.
Yes.
I think when it comes to poetry, probably it will, if you write about more people than stuff.
Cause some issues, babes. I just realized something.
You had another one?
No. When you knocked the recorder out of my hands,
I
picked it up and it was turned upside down.
Oh.
So I hope the audio isn't too messed up.
Uh-oh.
But if it is, then we should have said more names. We apologize for that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my badness.
What else?
What else?
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway. Wow.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Bum, 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 bum.
Jaylo.
Yes?
We have one more episode left of Ted Lasso.
Yeah. I can't believe it.
Never gonna let you down.
Okay, that last... We gotta talk about the 2 episodes because those 2 were... The first one was pretty heavy and funny.
Yes, it's the funeral episode after Rebecca's father dies, and we find out that her mom stole MM's ringtone. And it's her new favorite song.
When I love something, I love it forever.
Yeah, and Rebecca's just like, yeah, Mom, we all love that song, and then we got sick of it.
It's pretty funny.
Yes. So we'll give a brief overview of the episode, but we don't need to give everything away.
Right.
Okay. Starts off, Rebecca is in bed with Sam.
Which is really, I still think they're kind of a weird couple, but...
I like them together.
I mean, I think maybe because I'm kind of hung up on the age thing. I don't know.
I don't want to get into an aside, but I would have loved if when I was, roughly around Sam's age of 21, if a rich, attractive older woman would have taken me under her wing sexually.
Of course you would.
Why not?
I don't know.
See, maybe this is why we look at it differently, because you look at it like, gross, I would never be with a 21-year-old.
I do. I mean, I'm just like, every time I hear about cougars going after 20-somethings or 30-somethings, it just really grosses me out.
My perspective is, I would have loved it if a hot, rich 50-year-old would have wanted a piece of this when I was 21.
Okay.
Yes. Anyways.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not that.
That's okay. They're in bed together. Get up, and Rebecca's mom comes over. We find out that her dad died.
I wonder how I guess she has a key to the house. I don't know.
That's my assumption.
Wow.
So they get ready for the funeral. The entire team decides to go, including the senior staff.
Yep.
The coaches and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Keely is upset because of the idea of death, and Roy is just making jokes about it. He's
right.
laughing it off. It was kind of something I might do.
Well,
I've made jokes at funerals before.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I if one of my relatives died and I'm crying on your shoulder, I bet you would probably think of your next joke.
I'll tell you this, babes. We were at my mom's funeral.
Yeah.
My sister was crying and I said something and we both started laughing and then we looked over and she said, no, we can't laugh. Everybody else is serious.
Everybody else is serious.
Yeah. Like my nephew and brother-in-law were kind of away from us. So we didn't hear, it was just the two of us. And I said something, I remember what it was, but it's too much of a setup. Mm-hmm. And we both started laughing. And then she realized everybody's like singing the sad, mournful songs.
And they're crying.
Yeah. So we had to kind of like lip sync the words after that. So that's my story about making somebody laugh at a funeral.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's great. In any event.
Well, we did laugh at my uncle's funeral because of some things that were said in eulogies, but
I don't really care if people have a funeral for me. Having said that, if there is one, I would like it to be more of it doesn't have to be like, Def Comedy Jam. But I would like it to be a little bit looser than your average funeral and there to be more laughs.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, just so you know.
Speaking of funerals, so I didn't get to go to this person's funeral, but she used to be, a tech person that I would get, equipment from. And I knew someone in my past that went to church with me and she told me that she did go to this woman's funeral. And the woman, for her, reception, she liked, burgers and shakes. And so they had burgers and shakes.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, wow. So it wasn't like your average, pasta, salad, whatever meat like platters. It was like burgers and shakes. And then, A few years ago, I went to I guess you'd call it a remembrance because there was no, urn or casket or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This woman's, son has died very recently before that. And I only met this guy once. And we just went to a Mexican place and had some Mexican food. And I met his wife and his kids, and I met some other people that they knew, and it was just a fun lunch.
That's cool, babes.
Yeah.
Anyway, Keely's a little bit upset with Roy through this episode because of the wisecracks.
Yes.
During the day of the funeral, Flo and Keely put together that Rebecca is getting with somebody, but they don't know who it is at first.
Yeah.
There's this really funny scene where these girls are hanging out with Rebecca, and it comes out that it's Sam. They all start laughing.
And they start laughing, and they're so loud. And the lady, one of the ladies at the church is saying, "Could you please put the volume down?"
Close. What had happened was people keep getting sent into the room. I think first it's Flo who says, "I was told to come in here and told you guys to be quiet, but I also brought some alcohol." And then somebody else comes in. And then finally the priest comes in.
And it's like, all right, it's time.
And I love when it comes out that it's Sam. Everybody's congratulating her. And what's Flo's daughter's name? I always forget. Nora says, "Boss ass bitch." And then she looks at the priest and says, "I'm sorry, Father." That makes me laugh.
Yeah, you got a really weird spin on things, but okay.
You didn't find that funny at all?
Not really.
Oh, so there's a couple of connotations with the word bitch.
Do we have to go there?
Yes, because I think it's important.
Why?
Well, I don't think unless somebody is really upsetting you, in most situations, I don't think it's cool to call a woman a bitch. Now, it's not the end of the world if you're not going to get physical, but I don't like it in general. There are some exceptions and people can get heated. It's not like you're never forgiven or anything like that, but in general, I don't like it. But there's a difference between that connotation and being like, "You're a boss ass bitch," or "You're a badass bitch," and saying it in like, you're expressing that this is a cool woman who has her shit together.
Yeah,
I like it when it's said in that context.
I don't care about the word at all. I don't even care if it's used that way. I think it's been so perverted now that it's no longer about an actual female dog, because they are really bitches. And I just said that. Oh. No. I'm saying it in its actual context, okay. Right? The female dogs are bitches. That's what they are.
Yeah.
I'm not calling anybody that. And I think that the word has been so perverted now. You don't think of female dogs as that. Now we just call them female dogs.
I hear what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I'm just telling you from my perspective how I feel about it. And I thought it was funny when Nora said it. And I like the context that she said it in.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that great.
Okay. While this is going on, first, before we get to Ted, I like that even though it's another shameless promotion for an Apple product, I thought it was fun that he's FaceTiming with his girlfriend at the funeral because he's into that type of stuff.
And just before I go on, I'll never say that word in here again. I just want to make a point.
What word is that?
Bubs, listen back to it later and then talk to me about it.
You don't want to tell me now?
No.
Okay.
No, because you know what it is. You're just trying to get me to say it again. I just wanted to make a point.
You never say the word dog in here again.
I'll say the word dog. Okay, go on with the story. Go on. Enough about this.
Okay,
go on.
Okay,
go on.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What?
I don't know.
I don't know either. What?
I don't know, babes. All right. In any event, Ted is getting...
What?
I don't know. Ted's getting ready for the funeral. But he has a panic attack.
That is not funny.
No. Calls Dr. Sharon. She comes over to his place. they start talking. And around this time, Rebecca is having a conversation with her mom and starting to discuss her dad.
Mm-hmm.
They did this really cool scene where they're kind of slicing together the conversation that Ted is having about his father with Dr. Sharon, with the discussion that Rebecca's having about her dad. Yep.
Yeah.
And Rebecca's telling the story of when she caught her dad cheating. Ted's telling the story about when he found his dad
dead.
who had committed suicide.
Yeah.
I like when Ted says, I hope this isn't illegal, but could I have a hug?
Yeah, I really felt like that scene, you could really feel that Ted was just pouring his heart out because he never opened up to anybody like that in probably a long time. Or maybe never.
I don't think ever.
And what I liked, so this was really a really, really brutally honest episode. But when the mom was talking to Rebecca about her dad, Rebecca actually told her, and I was really surprised, but maybe I shouldn't have been. She said, I hate him for what he, I hate him for what he did. I hate what he did. And then the mom admitted, well, I stayed with your father because I loved him. And then she said, well, I hate you too for it.
Yes, for staying and letting him treat you that way.
Exactly. And then, and then the mom was explaining to her that she's like, well, what about me? I mean, you're so nice to Rupert. Why are you nice to Rupert when he treated me like that? And she said, because if you're nice to someone, then, you're showing that you're not letting them get to you. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was kind of another way to think about it. You're killing them with kindness.
Rupert decided to show up at the funeral with his new wife and the kid. But at the end of it, he says, we're just going to give you back the shares to Manchester United.
Yeah.
There's more to it to that, as you can imagine. Mm-hmm. There's something I want to say, but I won't, because it's going to come up in the next episode. Mm-hmm. And that was basically this episode. I think this is a really good one.
I did too.
Oh, the other thing, real quick, is near the end of the episode, Keeley runs into Jamie, and Jamie says, I came back here because of you, and I'm so in love with you, and I think I'm finally starting to become the person you always knew I could be. Mm-hmm. And then he just walks away. And right then, Roy comes up and apologizes for what he said. And all the jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there was that one scene. Wait, was that the next episode?
There's another episode we watched.
Yes.
But what would you give this episode on the scale from 1 to 10?
I think I give it close to an 8, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, it was pretty heavy, but it was funny.
Nice.
It had a mixture of a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Then we get to the second episode there. Jaylo.
Okay, that's it.
What?
Noisy.
Noisy. I love you, Noisy.
Oh, you're noisy.
Okay. There is a billionaire who wants to start a team in Africa, a soccer team. And he wants to recruit Sam. So he comes kind of as showing how rich he is. With all his security guards, and he hires actors to fill this museum, and he takes Sam around for the day and is talking to him, and he says, we really, and Sam is from a different part of Africa than this
Nigeria.
guy is. And they're having fun joking about it, right? It's like, oh, I know in Nigeria, and you're Nigerian, but it's playful. And Sam has a really good day with this guy and says to him, I need some time to think about this. The guy says, you can have all the time you want, but let me know in 72 hours.
I like the one scene where he says, oh, and I bought this museum and all the people here are actors.
I rented out the museum.
Museum.
And Sam is like, I thought I recognized that guy from somewhere. And I like too, this old white dude in like a suit comes up to Sam, knows the billionaire. The billionaire introduces him and says, these are now two cool people who know each other. Old white dude walks away. The billionaire looks at Sam and is like, that was Banksy.
And And you kind of told me that nobody knows who this Banksy character is.
Yeah, we know that he's a guy, but that's basically about it. There's speculation on who the real Banksy is, but no one...
And what exactly did he do?
He's an artist.
Oh.
He paints things. He's like a graffiti artist, I believe.
That's Banksy.
Yes. Yeah. Any event, Dr. Sharon is supposed to have her last day, but decides to leave early because she's not good with goodbyes.
Yes.
Gives a letter to everybody.
Including Ted.
Well, she gives the letters to Higgins to distribute.
Mm-hmm.
And Ted gets a letter, doesn't want to read it, goes over to meet her, and is furious. She says it's all there in the letter. He reads it and is like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. Can I take you out for a beer? Takes her out. They're having fun. Ted leaves with a goodbye note, just saying goodbye. And she's like, oh, okay, that's what I was going to do. So we get a sense that they leave on good terms, right?
Yeah, and he was upset with her in the beginning. He's like, okay, fine, I'll just get out this letter. And he's reading it.
Yep.
In front of her.
Goes back, gets a text from your buddy, Trent Krem of The Independent. Mm-hmm. Basically just saying, you know that football match where you walked off the field? I have an inside source who says that you were having a, whatchamacallit? I can't think of the word now. Panic attack.
Why you really had the panic attack?
That you had a panic attack because he said it was food poisoning.
Yeah,
Ted did, and he says, "I'm not supposed to tell you this, but you're a really good guy, and if you want to comment, you can. You don't have to. I'm really not supposed to reveal my sources, but because I like you, I'm just going to let you know it was Nate who told me."
Wow.
Ted replies, "No comment." That's the end of the episode. Oh, there's another thing going on.
Yeah.
Nate gets a suit.
Yeah.
And Keely helps him pick it out. Mm. And she's, she is. She's talking about, you and I are different from everybody else. My stomach's growling. My stomach's growling. That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
And Nate kisses Keely.
Yeah, like right there.
Yeah. So Roy had also gone to help out at
Phoebe's school.
Well, he went to pick Phoebe up, but the mom got her early.
Yes.
And they're going to have an open house, so he helped set up. And it's kind of flirting with Phoebe's teacher. But leaves early, nothing happens. There's supposed to be a photo shoot. He's hanging out with Keely. And he just tells her this is what happened. She says the thing about
Jamie said, and they were taking a picture together.
They were, yeah, but the lenses were being changed at the time.
And she said, Jamie said that he still loved me.
And that didn't really bother Roy as much. And then she says the thing about Nate. Am I remembering one of the things?
No, she didn't say anything about Nate.
Yeah, she did.
When
they were having the pictures taken.
What did she say?
She said they were talking about their day.
Yeah. She said, "Oh yeah, it went really well."
She mentioned the Jamie thing, but then she also mentioned the Nate thing.
Oh, I didn't.
This is when they were on the couch.
I only caught the Jamie thing. I didn't catch the Nate thing. I just remember.
Okay. Well, one of the things upset him, and my memory is bad because I'm getting older. I don't remember which one.
It's not that bad.
I'm just telling you, Roy seemed upset by one of the things, and my memory isn't what it used to be. I've been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. It's early onset.
Oh my goodness.
And so next week, I'll be able to, never mind. That joke isn't going anywhere.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
It's time for you to get a prescription for Prevagen.
What's that?
That's supposed to help people that have think that they might be losing their memories.
I'd rather die. In any event. What did you think of this episode?
I thought it was really interesting because I thought, well, wait a minute. The idea that, Jamie still loves her is like, oh wow, I thought that he was over and done with her because I know she left him, but, he already knows that she's happy with Roy. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. I thought Jamie was just going to be done with it, and that Keely was going to, not even think about it.
Have a good Jaylo.
And I never thought that Nate would tell Trent Krim about what happened with Ted.
Uh-oh.
Because Now he has betrayed the Diamond Dog.
That's right.
Diamond Dogs. So he has broken not just Ted's trust, but the Diamond Dog's trust.
That's right, babes.
Yes.
There's so much I want to say, but we have to finish the season, babes.
Oh, goodness.
What did we have for dinner last night?
We had we remade the roast beef sandwiches, which turned out really good.
They did.
We had some mustard and some cheese. Delicious. And then we cooked up some potato wedges.
It was good stuff.
It was really good. They were a little bit crispier than I wanted.
I could have taken them out a couple minutes earlier.
But they turned out really good.
We also did watch some Seinfeld yesterday.
Yes, we did. Why don't you give a little bit of an overview of the two episodes?
Well, George wants to get fired from the Yankees so he can take this job at the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
And my stomach's really making a lot of noise right now.
Yeah.
He takes out, I don't know baseball players that well, but I think it's Mickey Mantle's old uniform.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
he wipes these grapes on them.
Strawberries.
But everybody thinks, well, that's shocking, but maybe we need to be shocked, and maybe we need to change the organization so he doesn't lose his job. And all this calamity started happening with him.
Yeah.
Now I believe, excuse me.
This is the one episode where Elaine goes to this Mayan store.
Yes.
And she keeps running into this lady, and it turns out that she owns two of the stores.
What had happened was he runs into the lady once who's kind of more focused on the phone than helping Elaine as a customer.
Yep.
Kramer tells her about another Mayan shop where she can go and buy clothes. She goes there, and then she goes to the other place, tries to rub it in. Finally, she realizes that the lady who was supposed to help her at the first place owns both locations.
Yeah.
Is there anything more you want to say about this?
The one about Newman was the next episode, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Where it's 1997.
99.
No, it's 1997 when this episode came out.
I know, but
but I'm giving you the setup, babes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And Kramer, along with Newman, are both planning millennium parties.
Yep.
But, obviously, it's hard to have two competing millennium parties. So they agree to team forces if Jerry can go. I love the scene where Newman's like, you don't want to do your act, do you? He's like, no. Then he tells Newman, hey, I think your Millennium Party is actually going to be the 2000 going into 2001. There's more to these episodes, but watch them yourselves.
Oh my goodness.
There's some good stuff.
It is good.
Yes. Babes.
Yes.
We watched 2 movies last night.
We did. Ooh, now, I don't know if that's mine or yours.
That's mine.
Okay.
Because I felt that one.
So we watched,
I think I need a snack at some point.
Yeah, you'll get it.
Oh, good.
I got chips. We haven't opened chips. So, there's, we watched Mutiny on the Bounty, starring Clark Gable.
And some other people.
That's the first, and some other people that we don't know. And the second one was, Meet Me in St. Louis with Judy Garland.
Yep.
Let's start with, Mutiny on the Bounty. And part of it, the both of us were kind of tired. So, and it was a little bit hard, to follow in some parts.
I'm going to be honest. I fell asleep for a good portion of this movie.
And you're like, I'm not sleepy.
The truth finally comes out, Jaylo.
Hey, I can admit that I sort of fell asleep in certain parts, but I was trying to stay up for the both of us.
Then would you like to give the recap, or do you want me to take this?
No.
I'll make it quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What's that?
Oh, I think it's a car.
Okay.
It's really loud.
In any event, they're in London. They go and basically kidnap 6 people. One of them has a wife and a kid. And Clark Gable says, I'm going to look after you. Just be cool on this journey. We're going to be gone for a couple of years. We're going to Tahiti, bro. The captain is a complete dick to everybody. He makes the men go without food. He punishes them by whipping them, all this stuff.
Yeah, he tells them to go down below to the brig.
Yep. They make it to Tahiti. Everybody's having a good time. Some of the men want to stay, but the captain is insistent. We have to get out of here now. They leave. I'm taking that music though. Okay.
It's so loud.
That's okay, babes.
I know.
Okay. They eventually decide to mutiny against the captain because he's just been too mean.
Yeah,
they send
to take the ship, yeah.
him and some of the guys away.
Yep.
Clark Gable is the second in command. He takes everybody back to Tahiti.
Yep.
And they fall in love, start having families, and a couple years later, the captain makes it back with a ship.
Yep.
So Clark Gable gathers up the women and his men, and they decide to leave and find a new place to stay. But some of the men want to stay behind because they have to get back to London to do the right thing.
Yep.
End up going back to London, going on trial, and being executed.
Yep.
But Clark Gable and his crew make it out alive.
Yep.
This was a fun movie.
It was, there were some parts where I couldn't follow, but for the most part, it was really good. I think it started getting better when mutiny was happening and Clark Gable took over the ship.
I like that a lot.
Yes.
I thought that was really cool, babes.
That was good.
Yes.
That was good.
What would you give this movie?
I give it a 7.
I would too.
Yeah.
Tell me about Meet Me in St. Louis.
So, Meet Me in St. Louis is what it's called, even though there's a song in the movie called Meet Me in St. Louis, Louis. Anyway, don't tell me to sing it because I don't know all the words.
Okay.
And it's building up to this World's Fair in St. Louis. And so Judy Garland plays Esther Smith. She's one of the members of the Smith family. You've got Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You've got Alonzo Smith Jr. You've got Rose, Esther, Agnes, and Tootie is the youngest.
Yes.
And they get into all kinds of stuff. Rose is expecting for this guy named Warren Sheffield to propose to her. Esther is in love with a guy named John Truitt who lives right next door. Tootie and Agnes are getting into a lot of trouble of their own because they're the youngest girls. It's interesting, and I'm kind of going in different places because there are a lot of things that happen in this movie. Alonzo Smith Sr. Is offered a job in New York. And he wants the family to move to New York for good because he's supposed to be the head of this company, I think. Am I correct?
He's a junior partner.
A junior partner, but they want to make him partner. And the kids are very upset. Even his wife is upset. And the maid Katie, I think, she has a small role in this movie, but I'm not sure if she's upset about it or not. She might be. And they're trying to think, well, what are we supposed to do? And the little girl is like, I'm going to take everything, all my dolls and even the dead ones too. That little girl has it's like she's obsessed with death.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. And it all kind of goes to a head when everybody goes to the World's Fair. And the Smith family ends up staying in St. Louis, and everything that is like 2 of the girls are engaged to be married, and they decide to live in St. Louis. Now, the funny part about that, and I know I kind of made it short.
Yeah, and it all kind of comes to a head earlier on in the movie during Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it does.
Not during the World's Fair.
Well, Christmas Eve, okay, or Christmas Day. So I thought it was really funny because on Christmas Day, the dad's like, Mr. Smith is like, I just realized that I think it's better that we stay here because, St. Louis is going to be booming. And, I always thought that you should always appreciate where you come from, which is really funny because the kids are trying to tell him that. If they don't like it, well, then that's too bad. I will be head partner.
Yes. I like this movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a couple of issues with it.
Yeah.
I don't like how the dad just changes his mind and it makes it a happy ending. I know that they wanted to do stuff like that back then, but that's completely unrealistic.
Yeah, but it's a movie. It doesn't have to be all the time.
I'm telling you how I judge movies, babes.
Oh, goodness.
We already gone down this rabbit hole.
I know.
Okay. There's that, and then the thing, I don't know if it's unrealistic or just creepy to me, is they had this winter dance. One of the sisters goes with her brother, and another one goes with the grandpa.
Because her date didn't have a way to get a tuxedo, and I'm not sure how they
Meanwhile, when he goes over to Judy Garland's place to tell her that, he has on a collared shirt and a tie. So all he really needs is like a dress coat.
A jacket, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't know why that didn't happen.
I don't know why the grandfather didn't just let him borrow a jacket.
I'm assuming that the grandpa and the brother just took them there and then they danced with other people because back then girls had dance cards and they could put, names of the people they want to dance with on their card.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they danced with other people and they didn't dance with their relatives, but I still think it's weird.
It was a good movie. I'd give it a 7.
I would too.
I thought the Halloween sequence went on a little bit too long.
I thought it did too, and I'm like, what is the point? And I know that the little girl played a joke on the family, and she was a weird little girl.
She was.
She was kind of obsessed with death. She said she buried her dolls in the cemetery. Yeah, she had some weird ideas.
Would you recommend this to anybody?
Yes, I would. Well, not just because I went to St. Louis and none of that stuff happened, but I didn't throw a flower in people's faces and tried to scare them off. That was a weird scene. I don't know. I definitely would. Yes.
What's your elevator pitch going to be to your mom and sisters?
This is how St. Louis used to be back in the 1940s.
Nice.
Yeah.
Music and everything.
Before it became the booming city that it is.
Nice. Well, babes, I think we should stop this, get some snacks, maybe put the chicken in the slow cooker, and watch the last episode of Ted Lasso.
Uh-oh.
Can I get a kiss first?
No.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Stop it.
Stop it, babes. Is there anything else you want to say?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know what to say.
Let's wrap this up.
Watch the movies.
Some movies.
They're good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.